So we have woven 8 rows. We have woven up to the first pole we were starting from. Notice here is a marked pole. It is where the first pole was going out. That is why we are going to turn here. Since now we are going to weave in the opposite direction, and in the 9th row the tube will be led in and out in the same way as in the 7th. As an example, we look not at the last row, but at the last row but one. We have to place the tube in the same way as in the previous row. You see, in front of one, behind one. Continue, in front of one, behind one. Then follow 3. But you see here the tube has to be lengthened where it is not supposed to. So we have to cut it. So, behind 1, now in front of 3. Follow the 7th row and try to follow the opposite row. In front of 3, behind 1. In front of 1, behind 1. We count again at the beginning to avoid getting confused. Check according to the 7th row. Here is the 7th row. Now in front of 3. Behind 1. And lengthen. It's better to cut it sharper for lengthening. The tubes have to be inserted deep into each other. In this case, you can be sure they are not going to slide out of each other in the following row. Look again. In front of 3, behind 1, in front of 1, behind 1, straighten the poles meanwhile, again in front of 3, behind 1, in front of 1, behind 1, in front of 1, behind 1, and this way continue. Here, look, I have gotten the repeat rather large. This time I've decided to reduce it to weave 8 rows and turn. Zigzag is going to be less stretched but narrower. As well, I'd like to say how I was starting the pattern. Here is the first box I have tried zigzag on. Here I have failed a little. If you compare these two zigzags, you will see that this one is correct. It is sharp. The row has finished and the following one repeats the last but one. You see, these two rows are identical, like mirror reflections. While here, when trying to explore the pattern on my own, I was weaving the following row the same as the previous one. For example, this is the 10th row, and this one is 11th, so I was weaving the 11th row in the same way as the 10th one, though I had to weave it like the 9th row, not the 10th one. This way you will get a zigzag correct, sharp, while the previous one was more smoothed. So I have noticed a mistake and corrected it in the next box. Here you can see a sharp zigzag. Now we continue weaving 8 rows in the opposite direction. This height of a repeat we have chosen. 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I've got too absorbed in talking and forgot to start a new repeat. 3, 1, 1. Here we have reached the place of joining. Many viewers complain that there is a gap at this place. Yes, there is, but if you press it with your fingers, it is almost unnoticeable. Lengthen and continue weaving 8 rows upwards, up to the following turn. So we have woven 8 rows in the opposite direction. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have reached the initial pole again. Here we were drawing the first tube next to the initial pole. Now we have to weave the next row, not like the last one, but like the last but one. Look where we have led the tube, here. It means that we lead it here as well. 1, 1, 1. Follow the last row but one. One, lead out, and now we draw the tube in front of 3, behind 1, in front of 1, behind 1, and in the same way as we were starting, we have woven the repeat. Again, in front of 3, behind 1, make a turn, and continue weaving 8 rows this way, then turn and 8 rows more. This way we will weave the distance I have marked, consisting of 4 repeats. So far we have woven 2 repeats, 8 rows in one direction and 8 rows in the opposite direction. So the pattern I have thought of is completed. It is the way it looks when finished. I have framed it with a 4-tube rope. Now I'm going to continue weaving the basket. Before I finish, I'd like to say once again that there are multiple varieties possible. You can as well start from the contrary. Depending on the number of the poles you have got after you have made a cardboard or a woven bottom, you can choose the pattern. It is how I have made this article. Look at this variety of a pattern. I was drawing a working tube in front of 3 poles, behind 2, in front of 1, behind 2. Here is this scheme. 3 in front, 2 behind, 1 in front, 2 behind. 3 plus 2 is 5, 6, 8. So we need the number of the tubes divisible 8, just like in the pattern we were working on. Plus or minus 1. It was the scheme of this pattern. 3 in front, 2 behind, 1 in front, 2 behind. Look here. The varnish has let me down and there is some skin on the surface, but pay attention to the pattern. Here is the beginning. 3 in front, 2 behind, 2 in front, 2 behind. This is the first scheme. 3 in front, 2 behind, 3 in front, 2 behind. 3 plus 2 is 5, 7, 9. So the number of the poles has to be divisible 9 plus or minus 1. Or a standard scheme I have seen at Одноклассники site. The sequence can be different, but the principle is as follows. Divisible 10 plus or minus 1. I mean that the number of the poles can be any. And with the help of a multiplication table and such schemes, we can create new patterns. More than that, we can weave the whole article in the technique of printed cotton, and here you can make a rhombus or two with the help of a small scheme. This pattern gives an opportunity for many different varieties. It is what attracted me to this pattern. And to finish, I'd like to sum up the most essential points I have discovered, thanks to Irina Openkina and my own explorations. What I'd like to draw your attention to. First of all, the tubes have to be wet. This way it is easier to weave and the result comes out neater. Places of connection of tubes have to be on the inner side and have to be glued. The poles have to stand verticals. You can probably see that while weaving my first baskets I sometimes used to leave this point without attention. The poles can be of identical or contrast colors, they can be single or doubled. When turning, we repeat the last row but one, like in mirror reflection. Make a turn over the first pole. You see, here there is a point of a turn. If you look attentively you can see it, of course, but if you don't, it is almost unnoticeable. Such an interesting pattern. Thanks to Irina Openkina, we were talking over Skype. I've got plenty of useful advice, thanks to the weaver. I'm very thankful to the weavers who respond and help us in our mutual task. I'm very thankful to Natasha Sorokin and Irina Openkina. Good luck to everyone!